Hello, dear viewers. I'm back again with another Dream Entry ASMR. I don't know the title of this one, but I'll go ahead and I'll read it because it seems interesting. I'm in a room with a few people. I seem to be hooked up to something, living a virtual reality. I wake up and unhook myself. I proceed to wake the others up. I tell them that we're dreaming and that we can go and do whatever we want. I say we can even go to Mars. Realities flip in and out. We're in several different places at once, experimenting different memories, or experiencing different memories. Then the planet Mars comes closer and closer as we're being teleported there. Suddenly we're in space. Several different planets are out in the foreground. Space and time seem to warp in on themselves, almost like a dice. And there's a massive starship-looking spaceship as I look above me. Below, only empty void, along with thousands of stars. As I look behind me, there's a strange-looking starship that seems to disappear behind an invisible wall, almost as if being pulled out of existence. Then a sun illuminates everything around, making everything disappear into an empty white void. And that's the end of that dream. So, I forgot to summarize my last dream. But I did make a song about that one. So I don't know if I'll add it or not. But it's just interesting just looking back on both these dreams. The one about the augmented world. And about that robotic, like, spider-like thing. And it's funny because, like I said in previous videos, how dreams tend to morph and shift. And both these dreams, these exact things happen. And it's like the reality around the dreams shifts and morphs. And it's like one thing can become another thing. And then the one I just read about the starship. And one thing that was interesting about the whole, like, Matrix thing, waking up from the Matrix and stuff. Just an interesting point to bring up. It's almost like that dream Inception, or I mean that movie Inception. I guess you could call it a dream if you wanted to, but that movie Inception, where they're in a big dream. Everyone's dreaming in this vivid hallucination or dream, and eventually they wake up in the end. Almost like being lost inside of a crazy alternate universe. I've often wondered sometimes if life itself is a very vivid dream, or if we're actually living inside some kind of, like, simulation. And, like, the whole, like, simulation theory and stuff like that is just fascinating because it's like, it's like, yes, it's a theory and everything, and it's a very fascinating one. but where are the signs? And it's interesting because if it actually is a simulation we're living in, wouldn't there be glitches in the Matrix, as it were? It's a very fascinating point to point out. And like doing psychedelics, like, is that a way to see through it? Is that the glitch? Is that the proverbial fruit that lets you see through, and kind of like a glitch, you know, like maybe or maybe I'm just thinking too much into it, and you know, but like, it's interesting to think about because the psilocin that come, or the psilocybin that comes from mushrooms, or psilocybin mushrooms, turns into chemically psilocin when it goes through our bodies and is digested. And the chemical compound psilocin is very similar to serotonin. And it fits in our serotonin receptors almost perfectly. And it can't just be a coincidence. And that's what's fascinating about psychedelics, is that even LSD does this similar thing too, where the chemical compound lysergic acid is very similar to serotonin in a way that psilocin is. And it's like the two compounds are almost perfect for mind-altering experiences. And the effects that psychedelics have on the mind, it's almost as if we're supposed to experience it. Like, we were created to experience the psychological shift that psychedelics can give a person or an individual. And I know that if you're not into it, that's fine. I don't judge anybody who's not into things. If they're not comfortable with it, that's fine. But if you are, then I can definitely share your sentiment, because it's an experience. Like, it's definitely an experience, and it's something that will change you for the rest of your life. My first experience on mushrooms, I took a little over 3 grams, and I tripped at my parents' house. I didn't tell anybody about it. I probably should have, but I wanted to just do it on my own and just experience it. And I was in a pretty dark place. This was not long after my accident, and that I probably shouldn't have done it because of that, but I did it anyway, because I just wanted to escape reality for a bit. I wanted to escape the living hell I was living in at the time, and I just wanted to find some beauty in the world, or beauty in another world. And the mushrooms were good to me that day, and I'm so glad they were, because they gave me some insight on the constructs behind our reality. And maybe I'll tell you more about my trip. Maybe I'll tell a trip story of my first experience, because that's actually a good idea for a video. But yeah. Anyways, I've dragged this video out long enough, but I appreciate you taking the time to watch my videos. If you're a long-time subscriber. I know I try not to say subscribe to my channel, and I don't want to say that because that just seems way too direct. It just seems way too... It seems like I'm trying to force people, and I don't want to do that. You know, if people enjoy my videos, that's great, and I love that. But I do sometimes I'll say like the videos just because it helps me in the algorithm a bit. And it's just, that's pretty much all I'll say. I don't try to drive home the whole thing of, you know, people leaving my channel and being upset about it, because this whole YouTube thing has been an experience. And experiencing what I've experienced lately on YouTube has just been wonderful. And I'm grateful for the subscribers I still have on my channel. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. It's kind of gone on long enough, and it's given me a few ideas for my trip videos, which I might upload to make a backlog of stuff to try and upload at a more consistent rate. But I hope you enjoyed this one, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.